Good morning, everyone. Come on, shake your hands. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay, relax. We will do some neck rotation today. So breathe in and take your neck up. Exhale and bring it down. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring it down. Once again, inhale up. Exhale down. Bring to the neutral position. Now look towards your right. Inhale. Exhale towards your left. Inhale towards your right. Left. And right. Left. And neutral. So you can tap your legs. Tap it, tap it, tap it. All this we are doing to just show that sleep away. Tap it, tap, tap it, tap, tap, tap. Great. Better. Today we will meditate on few chants. So let me just on it. We will listen to it for 5 times and then we will be there for few moments. Close your eyes.
Namami dhanvantari madidevam Sura surairvandita padapatmam Loke chararuk bhayamrityunasham Dhataramisham vividhaushadhinam Namami dhanvantari madidevam Sura surairvandita padapatmam Loke chararuk bhayamrityunasham Dhataramisham vividhaushadhinam Namami dhanvantari madidevam Sura surairvandita padapatmam Loke chararuk bhayamrityunasham Dhataramisham vividhaushadhinam Namami dhanvantari madidevam Sura surairvandita padapatmam Loke chararuk bhayamrityunasham Dhataramisham vividhaushadhinam Namami dhanvantari madidevam Sura surairvandita padapatmam Loke chararuk bhayamrityunasham Dhataramisham vividhaushadhinam
Keep your eyes closed. Feel the sensations in your body. Be here in this moment completely. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale completely. Whenever you feel like, you may gently open your eyes. Amazed? Feeling awesome? Do have a sip of water. Don't stay dehydrated. Also, keep munching your dried fruits. Don't stay hungry. So, do you know which medicines work best? Do you feel only medicines can heal us? So, there are three options. First is medicines, second is chantings, the havans, homas, and last is meditations. Do you think what can heal you best? You can write in the chat box. Or till now, what you have been applying to heal yourself. Come on, write in the chat box. Okay, then I'll share the screen. Come on, everyone, write it down in the chat box. What do you think can heal you best? Medicines, homas, mantras, or meditations? Proper daily routine. Combine of these three. All. Okay. So there are levels. Mostly people treat themselves with medicines, but they have very limited application. Best healing can happen through meditations. Our body has the capacity to heal itself. Just when we adopt right lifestyle, we do things according to law of nature, our body can heal itself. It has that potential. We can even rewire your brain. What more examples do we need? We can manipulate our DNA. There is a science called epigenetics. So basically, just by when you are not well, to sit down, meditate, listen to some chants. This chant was very powerful to boost the immunity. So chants also work better than meditations because they develop the energy. They work on the subtle body, and medicines work on the gross body. So whenever you feel low, do listen to some chants, participate in homas, meditate, and you will be fine. So welcome to day 4 of our Mystic Mornings. Food for thought. Do you proudly call yourself a multitasker or aim to be one? Do you aim to be a multitasker? So this is a question you need to ask yourself. You can write it in the chat box if you want to be a multitasker. Write MT. If you aim to be one multitasker or you call yourself a multitasker. Write down. Okay, MT. Many people are writing MT. So some are aiming to be the multitasker. So you will get the answer to this by the end of this session. So just wait for it. Agenda for day 4. We will see what does procrastination mean, what monkey does, reasons to procrastinate, then becoming a star, how to defeat procrastination, doing one thing at a time. So here is the hint to that question. Then mind mapping, for enhanced productivity. So what is procrastination? If you find yourself telling any of these sentences, then you are procrastinating. If you say to yourself, I have plenty of time, I'll do it later, there is no hurry. It's not urgent yet. That means you do things only when it is urgent and important and there is no escape. So act of delaying anything is procrastination. You should be having very less of these in your life. So if you have more, here are the reasons why you have them and what you can do to remove them from your life. So here is your monkey. I'll show it again. here is the monkey. This monkey is very loyal to you. It always wants to save you from the pain and do whatever it can to move you towards comfort, to move you towards pleasure. It will always save you from the things you dislike. But those things are very important for your growth. So do remember this monkey. It keeps sitting on your shoulder, whispering to you, and brings you to the things which are not good for you or which are not productive for you. So why we procrastinate? Because we hate doing something. That is one reason why we procrastinate. So monkey picks up those emotions. He feels that you don't like it, so why do it? It begs you, it gives you bonuses, it tells you, it seduces you and takes you from your productive work towards Netflix, watching screen, TV, going to any gossiping, criticizing, or whatever you like. It takes you from your discomfort towards your comfort. So we procrastinate when we hate something or we fear the failure. We fear judgments. What will other things think of us when we fail? It's better not to do rather than being judged. These two are the major reasons why we procrastinate. Do you all agree? Do you connect here? Type yes in the chat box. These are the reasons why we procrastinate. Do have a sip of water. Don't stay dehydrated. Yes. So, how to overcome it? Become a star. We have the star formula. It is not mine. It has been given by Kurshad Patliwala. He's my mentor. So, here is a star formula. First, we begin with starting now. Then taking baby steps, add break in between, and then reward yourself. When you reward yourself, your brain rewires itself and then connects that particular activity with reward rather than discomfort. And when that happens, your monkey will lose its power because it won't feel that it's not comfortable and it is giving you discomfort. It will connect the activity with reward and will encourage you to do it because the monkey likes the reward. So that way you can complete your task. You have to just start it now. There is no right time to do it. Don't start things only on the first day of the month or only on Mondays or some good time according to the astrology. Don't wait for it. Start it right now. Take baby steps. Don't think of whole activity at first. Break it down and do a small particular piece of activity at a time. In that way, you will stay in peace and you will attain perfection in your work. Most of the time, we think of the whole activity, we think it is so huge, it is so time consuming that we won't be able to do it. But that's not true. Don't look at the bigger picture. Start with small steps, look at the small steps and focus on them. And while doing them, forget the bigger picture, forget the whole activity. And that will keep you stress free. Take breaks in between. Our mind gets tired after 30 minutes of intense, focused activity. So give it a break, let it breathe, and then reward yourself. Of Brian Tracy has said a famous sentence: eat that frog, otherwise it will keep cooking the whole day. Many a times we think of doing something, but then something or the other keeps on coming the whole day, and by the end of the day, also we are unable to do that particular thing. Have you all experienced it? It is very common experience. So it keeps crooking. You keep on thinking about that particular activity. Oh, I have to do it. I have to do it. But at the end of the day, you are unable to do it. And you have thought about it thousands of times in a day. So eat that frog the first thing in the morning. He has written a famous book also, Eat That Frog. You can read it. It's a wonderful book. So start with the difficult things first. You are awake at this hour. Your efficiency is at the highest level. Start with difficult things and they will easily get done. Universe is there to help you. Now, those who aim to be or are multitaskers, this is for them. do one thing at a time. I'll give you an example. Suppose you are preparing a PPT, an important presentation for your office. You're very much involved in it. You have built up all the neural circuits in your mind. Now you get a notification. These days, our mobiles and laptops are connected. So you get a notification from your friend. You see it. You say to yourself, you cannot miss notification from your best friend. It's a joke. You laugh a lot, and then you jot up a smart reply. So now your brain is thinking about the joke, and those work neural circuits are disturbed. It thinks whether it should focus on the joke or the PPT. Now you start again preparing your PPT, the half done work, and the brain is little distracted. You keep on thinking about the reply, your friend's reaction, and suddenly you get a message from your love interest. Now the neurals are connections are very confused. These are the neurals. This is your brain. It has short circuited. It doesn't know what to do. Love interest message keeps you so distracted because those feelings, those emotions require different kind of neural circuits, and the work circuits are very different. So your brain is completely short circuited. It is in a mess now, and at the end it keeps you in a mess. So our brain is not designed to do many things at a time. It can do one thing at a time. It doesn't even know how to jump from one circuit to other circuit. It just doesn't know. That's not how the brain works. So when we try to do many things at a time, our productivity is compromised greatly. The thing which we can do in 10 minutes, we end up doing in 1 hour because of multitasking, because of all these distractions. So make it a point when you're working, when you're in the focused state, do just that thing. Turn off all the distractions. Keep your phone on DND. You can even lock your room, you can lock your office cabin, but do one thing at a time, and then you will be amazed by how much you are being able to do in very less amount of time. So that is the key here. Do you connect here? Type C in the chat box. Now, don't aim to be a multitasker. Do one thing at a time, and you will be amazed by the results. Great. So now we come down to our last agenda, which is mind mapping. So there are two ways of thinking, linear thinking and radial thinking. So linear thinking is making down the list, which we have been doing since our schooling, and it has been forced on us by the society. It is very boring. Our brain doesn't understand it. It is the biggest impediment to learning. It hampers brain's functioning. It is very rigid. You cannot combine the similar things together when you make a list. You have to add new items by the end of the list. So it's not flexible, it's very rigid. And as it is boring for our mind, we forget it very easily. On the other hand, radial thinking is interesting. It enhances learning, and that's the way our mind works. And it's very easy for the mind to remember. New things can be added easily, it's very flexible. And because we find it interesting, we remember it for a longer time, and it's difficult to forget it. So here is the example of radial thinking, mind mapping. You can see what elements are used. Keep your pen and paper ready. We will do an activity. So in the center, you write the central idea. Then you make notes, and you write the sub ideas, the common things. This planning, creativity, and benefits. You can even make a circle and write it down. And from that subordinate circle, you write other points which are important for you. So this mind map is on the benefits of mind mapping. Please mute yourself. I can listen to some noises. Okay, everyone's mute. So here is the mind map of benefits of mind mapping. So take down your pen and paper, identify your problem, write down why, what, and how in a mind map form. Suppose you want to lose your weight. So write down that in the center and then draw branches on why it is not happening, what you can do to make it happen. List it down. Create your own mind map right now. Why, what, how. So baby steps would be eating healthy, working out daily, going to a coach if you don't know how to work out. And for those who would like to use the application, for Apple it is MindNote, and for Windows it is MindMaster. You can download those and keep mind mapping in your life for enhanced productivity. Come on, quickly make your own mini mind map and type D in the chat box when you are done. And just make it for one problem. Don't combine all your problems together. Just one problem. Why, what, how. Type D in the chat box when you are done and we can move further. Okay. So there are 5 C's of mind mapping, as you could already see from that image. So central is the core idea. Then the subordinate circles are the common things which bind together. Then there are so many curves. We don't want straight lines. Our brain loves curves because then the mind map looks like neurons, dendrites, if you remember from the first session. So it looks like neurons, and our brain thinks that it is looking at its own part and it easily connects. Then use colors. Please mute yourself. Then use colors because they are interesting. It is a no brainer. Colors attract us, they make things interesting. And then become creative. Draw some emoticons and some other images because it will keep mind more connected and you can easily remember them. So these are 5 C's of mind mapping, the core idea, common things bind together. Use curves, don't use straight lines. Straight lines are not allowed in mind mapping. Use colors because they're interesting and be creative. The more creative you are, more easier it is for our brain to remember things. Suppose you write in your mind mapping to take medicines. So draw a small medicine, a vector representation of medicines, and it will easily connect with your mind. So, what are the pros and cons? You can easily start thinking radially and logically. Our information in the brain is more sorted. You will find the solutions magically. Our brain organizes itself better when we think radially. So it is in a similar way when we organize our wardrobes, our cupboards, our desk, we can magically find certain things, right? Which we have been looking since a long time. So in a similar way, our mind can also find certain thoughts, certain solutions which we have been looking for almost magically. Our brain is more sorted, it has more clarity, it is more creative, and mind mapping is fun. You compare a boring making of list and drawing a mind map. Which one you would like? Of course, mind mapping, because it is interesting, it is fun, but it has certain cons. It is just a roadmap because just by making a mind map, you cannot get things done. You have to move, you have to take actions to get things done. This workshop also has this limitation. This workshop is just your roadmap. It gives you guidance, it gives you certain techniques, but it cannot execute things for you. You have to wake up in the morning, you have to do these activities for things to change in your life. Also, it is limited by your imagination. The more imaginative you become, the more creative you become, the better your mind maps will get. And it requires practice. You won't get a hand on it just by drawing it once or twice. You need a regular practice for at least a month to be good at mind mapping. So these are certain pros and cons. So are you going to try mind mapping? Type yes in the chat box. Do you find it interesting? This way, your mind can remember things better, and then it will be almost impossible for you to forget things when you apply mind mapping in your life. So, this brings me to the Mystic Ritual 5. Mind map your day every morning. Be clear on what you are going to do for the whole day. Give that clarity to your mind, then it will remove time from your schedule to do those activities. And then you can accomplish more in less time. And then you will have your stresses away and have time to spend it with your family or do things you like or just relax. You will be really amazed by how much you are able to do just by making this mind maps every morning. So here is your assignment. Imagine you are going on a holiday anywhere. I have written Goa here. You can pick anywhere. You can even go to Himalayas. Weather is amazing right now. For 3-4 days with your family or friends. Write down all the things you need. First, write it in a list form because you don't know mind mapping yet. Make a list and then draw a mind map for it. Used unruled paper because it gives more clarity in the mind mapping. This will take you good 30 minutes. So take that time, do it, and you have to post your mind map in a group. Do post it because if there is any correction in the mind map, I can correct it and you won't be practicing wrong. So don't skip your assignments, post it, get it checked, and then you will know where you stand and what improvements you have to make. Do you get it? Are you excited for the assignment? I believe all of you are doing your assignments and not posting it in the group because maybe you are shy. But do post it. Posting assignments in group is very important. Just by a simple act of posting, you will be encouraging even others who might not be doing the assignment. So don't skip it, post it and do it. Don't delay, don't procrastinate your assignment. This is a productivity workshop. Procrastination is not allowed because that's what we want to defeat by the end of the workshop, right? So don't procrastinate, complete your assignment. Let's revise. So here I'll revise it quickly because we are running out of time. First, we learned about what is procrastination, what are the reasons we procrastinate, why monkey stops us, and then the STAR method, how can we defeat procrastination. We should be doing one thing at a time because our brain doesn't know how to multitask. All neurons are short circuited when we multitask, and then it is just confused, it is in a mess, and it brings us in a mess. And last thing, we learned about mind mapping, the difference between radial and linear thinking, benefits of mind mapping, pros and cons, and how to mind map with its 5 C's. So I hope you learned something new, you enjoyed the session. I'll see you live tomorrow. We have a book review. Be ready with your book. You can even prepare a mind map for your book. It is very easy to explain that way. Otherwise, also it's fine. You just have to share your experience on reading and what things you learned from reading. So that will be our agenda for tomorrow. See you live tomorrow at 6 a.m. Bye-bye.